Hayward here from bhayward.com, and I'm just going to go over some deadlift variations because I get a ton of email all the time, people asking how to do deadlifts, what's the proper form and everything else. So I'm just going to go through a bunch of different variations here and cover the proper form for each of them. So I'm going to start off with conventional deadlift, and when you set up for the deadlift, you want to position your toes so that the joint of your toe is directly under the bar. So don't be too close and have your shins up against the bar like a lot of people do. Just look down and make sure it's in line with the joint of your toe. And your foot position, they can be straight ahead, or you can even turn your feet up in like a pigeon toe fashion a little bit. And this kind of helps you get the bar off the ground a little bit, but it makes it a little harder to lock it out. Alright, that's the conventional deadlift. Again, keep your arms on the outside of your knees. Try to keep your back slightly arched and your head up. Now another variation that I'm going to show you is the sumo deadlift. With this one, you stand wide with your feet pointed out at a 45-degree angle, and almost like a sumo wrestler here. Now we're going to sumo variation places less stress on the lower back and more on the legs and the hips. So if you have a back injury, the sumo deadlift is a variation you want to do. And the last variation I'm going to show you is the stiff leg deadlift. And this one is kind of like bending over to touch your toes with the bar in your hand. So again, you keep your knees soft and just bend over. Set up the same as you would for the conventional deadlift, joints of the toe under the bar. Now just turn to the side so you can see from the side angle. Nice. A few other tips that I want to mention about the deadlift. When we're setting up again, like you want to make sure, like I say, that the joints of your toes are under the bar, like I mentioned before. And the key to this is that when you lift the bar up, you can pull the bar straight back, rather than trying to, if my feet were too close, I'd pull and I'd have to clear my knees. Whereas if they're back a bit, I can just pull straight back and not have to worry about hitting your knees. So it's kind of like a titter-totter action, where the weight is out in front of it and you pull it straight back, rather than focusing on pulling it straight up. Now it might sound a little complicated, but play around with it and you'll soon get the feel for it. So again, the bar is out in front and you pull it back. So as you come back, the bar comes up. Another thing I want to mention is the grip. We're using pretty lightweight here, so we're just using a standard grip. But if I were to use heavier weight, I would use an alternate grip with one hand facing forward and the other hand facing backward, like this. And the benefit of this grip is, when you use alternate grip, as the bar is rolling out of one hand, it's rolling into the other hand, and vice versa. So you can have a much stronger grip on the bar.
And if you'd like to get some more killer deadlift training tips, be sure to check out my 7-week deadlift cycle. This is a bonus report that comes along with the Blast Your Bench program, and you can download your copy now at www.blastyourbench.com.